Oh, man. So, if you hear me sniffling or coughing, I do apologize. I am a little bit under the weather. Um, kind of just bear with it if you can. But like I said, I apologize. It sucks, but hey, I got time, so why not show off some blades? So let's talk blades, everybody. That's what we're into today. I got for you guys a freaking Kershaw. And if you guys like Kershaw, well, I think the best thing to ask is, do you guys like butterfly knives? And if you do, you come to the right place. I love butterfly knives. Love them, love them, love them. Love collecting them. Sad to say, unfortunately, I'm not capable of legally carrying them where I live, but I can keep them as a relic, and I can play with them all I want. These knives are just fun. They're really, really fun. So today, this one's a new one. This one's the Kershaw Lucha, but it's not the same. I know you guys are probably going to say, wait, hold on. You've already showed us this knife. No, this one is different. This one is different, my friends. The Lucha. But this one, that was probably blurry, wasn't it? There it goes. The Lucha. Now, this one's different from the original Lucha because the original Lucha was very heavy. And it's nice. I really do like the blade. I love the design, but you guys have seen the video where I switched out the handle scales for Flytanium, titanium handle scales, and you guys noticed how much of a difference it actually was to flip it. Running on ball bearings, that thing was smooth as butter. I gotta tell you, this one is just as smooth, and it's just as pretty. I got some gripes about it, but I'm going to tell you how that is a little bit in a second. What I am going to tell you is that this is a must buy, and it retails for $500, but over on Blade HQ, they have it retailed for $300. So $280, $290, something like that. So, oh, I hit my mat. I can't really flip on camera. I mean, I can, but it has to be like slightly out of frame. Because I got my light on this side and I got my tripod on this side, and if I hit something, this thing is huge, by the way. The blade is what, 5.5 inches, 4.5 inches, somewhere around there. We're going to get into the specs, but first, before I do that, I'm going to give you guys my personal thoughts. You guys know how this goes. I am going to tell you what I like about the knife, what I don't like about the knife, and one thing that I am going to say is that this thing is an automatic win. I really, really wish they came out with this first. I really do, because I probably would have bought this over the original Lucha. Because the original Lucha costed me $100 more for the Flytanium handle scales. And on top of that, it costed more time to replace said steel scales on the Lucha with titanium handle scales from Flytanium. Now, is that a problem? No, it's not. I enjoyed doing that, and I liked when you guys watched it. I really appreciated your guys' feedback on it. It was everything that I wanted and more. What I am saying is that if they came out with this exact model first, I would have bought this one first, because this is so much better. Now, it has carbon fiber inlays. You can see right here, carbon fiber over titanium handle scales. Yes, they are anodized blue, but I am going to tell you that it seems more of like a paint because it's scratching off. And it's scratching off down here at the bottom, if you guys can see that. Right here, where my fingers are. Now, that's because of the latch, okay? Now, yeah, granted, if you want to go latchless on this balisong, you have to take off the handle scale, and there's probably a screw in there that you're going to have to undo, or a peg or something. You got to take this humongous hammer off in order to have this a latchless butterfly knife. One cool thing about this knife steel is that it's 20 CV. You guys know I love CPM 20 CV. It's good steel. It holds a really good edge, and it's considered a super steel. You guys know that I say that a lot because I'm so used to the lesser steels. This thing is really great, and it's a spear point. I love spear points. They're just awesome. They make sense to me. So here it is, the model number. All right, Kai USA 20CV. And on the other side, it says Kershaw. Now, there's a lot of weight relieving here. There's a lot of space. You can see these holes here. But this knife is relatively light for what it is. Now, of course, I have to flip it off camera in order for it to work. I'm not crazy with my tricks. I do know a few things, but I come from an era of balisong flipping where it's just opening and closing, and a couple of neat little opening tricks and closing tricks. Nothing like the crazy stuff that you guys are used to now, where you guys see people doing some crazy ass tricks. I do know how to do some of those things, but I try not to, like the chaplains and the ladders. I try not to do too much of it, especially with the live blade, because not only is it hella dangerous, but you could ruin your knife if you drop it. And that always just irks me. If I drop my balisong, especially if it's a very expensive balisong, I stare at it for like a good 30 minutes just to see what I need to fix. Because if it costs you a pretty penny, you know you're going to be like, okay, what's broken, what's not, what's dented, what's not. Does the blade need to be fixed? You're just staring at it because you're like, the perfection of the knife just dropped a little bit because you dropped the knife. So for me, I like to keep my hands on the knife and just keep it simple. I'm not a pro by any means, but I love flipping open and closed a balisong. It's very stress relieving. Now, I don't know if they're called Zen pins. I get them really confused sometimes, and I have so many balisongs, and yet I still tend to forget the difference between Zen pins and Tang pins. Now, I want to say that these are Zen pins because they're hidden into the handle scales. Tang pins are obviously on the tang of the knife. Let me know in the comment section if I got that right or if I got that wrong. I'm sure somebody out there is going to correct me. And that's fine because, you know, we learn something new every day, right? Really, really cool stuff. I really do enjoy this knife. I like the swell up here. It's really comfortable. The handle scales are nice and long so you guys can flip it comfortably. Right out of the box, it's smooth as butter. It flips open nice and clean. There's no handle play whatsoever. There's no handle play. Maybe it's just a tiny bit of a wiggle on this side, but that's probably due from me. Just it's very, very slight. But that's from me flipping it open and closed for about an hour. Yes, this is a live blade. And yes, it is hella sharp. It caught my skin at one point because I was doing a reverse flip open. That's where you grab the latch and you do something. you flip it open like this, and then it flies open, and then you're supposed to catch it like that and then close it like that. Now I did that, but I did it reverse, and my finger caught on to the blade, and it just, I felt my skin just kind of skim off, and I'm just like, whoa, that's really sharp. That's Kershaw for you. Kershaw knives are really sharp. Knives in general. Not all knives, I gotta say. Some knives are quite dull and disappointing, but this one's really, really awesome. I really do like it. Just be aware, though, that this the bluing on this is gonna scratch off due to the latch coming in contact with it. So it's not as durable as I thought it would be, but it's not a lose. It's a very, very minor thing. The knife is still fantastic for what it's worth. Now, in the box, you don't get anything special. You get some paperwork rolled up in there, and it's in bubble wrap, which is also sealed with a small tactical silica pack, which you can actually throw into the eyes of your enemies and piss them off and make them want to kill you. So I suggest not using that at all and just throwing it away. Or you can keep it and use it for something else constructive, like making sure that your jewelry doesn't oxidize or some weird, lame Bill Nye the Science Guy type thing. This is something that if you are a collector, this is one that you have to have. If you like the Lucha, you will definitely like this Lucha very, very much. Now, I do have to warn you, this knife is long. Wait, no, the Lucha is about the same size. Anyways, let's go ahead and get into the specs. It's been about 10 minutes, right? All right, so we're going to get into the weight of the knife as well as the length of the knife. 4.97, so just under 5 ounces, which is still very, very, very acceptable for its size and what its materials are. I almost dropped that scale. That would have been really bad. Now, as you guys know, the handle with the latch is the bite handle. Be aware of that when you guys are flipping balisongs. Okay, so yeah, about 5 inches reach, but about a little bit more than 4.5 inches of actual blade. So that's really cool. So you're looking at a 10 1/4 inches overall length when it is open. Ah, man, this weird little basket is so funky. Just gotta get used to it, you know? It is caged ball bearings. I'm pretty sure that hasn't changed. If it matters to you at all, you're looking at a 0.52 on the handle, and you're looking at a 0.14 on the blade. Now, if you're wondering, don't wonder. Just get it. Just get it. I was staring at it for a little bit, and when I got a notification that it was available for purchase, I was thinking to myself, man, do I really want it? Yeah, I do. And I do have other variants of balisongs, and I gotta tell you, this is probably one of the funnest balisongs that I've had that is actually worth the money. Of course, you can go out and get a Benchmade. Those are probably like the top tier balisongs right there. Of course, you can get yourself, you know, an Alpha Beast or something like that, or even a Squid Industry, which I have yet to own. There was one Squid Industry. It was a squid crack-a-rackin' that I really wanted to get, and it sold out literally. Like, I saw it for less than a day. It was probably less than an hour that I saw it, and I was like, man, I really want to get it. Should I get it? And it was an ugly color. It was like teal and black, and it wasn't a Tonto. It was just, I should have gotten it, but I couldn't. They sell out like crazy. You know, they're handmade and they're hand fitted and everything, so they're really, really difficult to get. I could go on the secondary market and grab one, but I kind of want one that's brand new. I want that new knife smell, you know what I mean? So you could get those, and yeah, those are higher in price. And yeah, this one is a little bit high in price as well, but you get the materials in it, and you're not spending MSRP of $500. You're spending close to $300. Just under $300, as a matter of fact. So that's really good for what you're getting. Titanium with carbon fiber and CPM 20 CV. Yeah, that's great. Not bad for close to $300. And of course, you're getting over 4.5 inches of blade there. And if it's something that you like, why not get it? So yeah. Now this video is going to be cut a little bit short. I do apologize. There's not too much to say about this knife other than it's fantastic. So go ahead and slash that like button, stab that subscribe, slice that bell icon so you guys are notified anytime I post new stuff in these craziest of times. Everybody, please be kind, be safe, carry responsibly, and I'll see you all awesome people in the next video.